All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. It is OC Steve coming at you once again with some more New Japan related news and commentary. So last night, early here West Coast time, we had the start of the G1 tournament, the first night for the A block. So just thought I'd break it down. It's always a really big spectacle the first night of the G1 tournament, so I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts, comments, and opinions, and more importantly, maybe some of the other stuff that you missed out on that you may want to pay attention to as the G1 rolls along. So without further ado, the first match of the night was Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp of the Bullet Club, facing Will Ospreay, returning back to Japan proper for a New Japan match. Will picked up the win with the Stormbreaker in about 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and then proceeded to do an interview, just talking about how he's kind of happy. I don't know. It was kind of a mixed message, his post-match mic, presser, if you will, just because some people thought he was being a heel, some people thought he was just happy to be back in Japan. It was just kind of mixed messages, what Will had to say, but that's neither here nor there. Then the next match was Jeff Cobb, who apparently has signed with New Japan, but no formal announcements have been made yet about his contract, against Tai Chi of Suzuki-gun. Tai Chi picked up a win. Mr. Breakaway Pants himself used his signature move, the Black Mephisto, and about roughly 13 minutes, that match came to a finish. Then one of my favorite matches of the night was Murder Grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki, the leader of Suzuki-gun, wrestling Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull of Chaos. This match, in my personal mind, could be a competitor for Match of the Year, one of definitely the main matches of the G1 tournament. This is the red letter definition of strong style. Minoru Suzuki and Ishii were just beating the bejesus out of each other for almost a solid 13 minutes, with Murder Grandpa picking up the Gotch-style pile driver for the win. So this was definitely one of the two matches. If you go back on New Japan World and watch this, this is a must-see match, so you can really get an understanding of what strong style is and New Japan as a larger presentation. Then right after that, we had a match that was another match of the night, mine, even equal in that caliber, where it was Jay White, the leader of Bullet Club, has returned back to New Japan to wrestle the Dragon, Shingo Takagi. This was a great match. This went almost for about 20 minutes. It pulled all the stops. You had Gato interfering, helping out Jay. You had Jay throwing the referee outside. Anything that he could to pick up the win, but ultimately he did with the Blade Runner. It was just a great pairing, because you had a guy who was ultra intense in Takagi, and you had Jay White, the penultimate heel. It was a great traditional heel versus face match, one of the highlights of the night for me. And then finally, the main event was last year's winner of the G1 tournament, Kota Ibushi, challenging the Rainmaker himself and leader of Chaos, Kazuchika Okada, in a match that went for almost about 22 minutes. And Kota picked up the win with his Kamigoye knee strike. So that was pretty much the highlights of the night. The two matches that I enjoyed the most were Jay and Takagi, and also Minoru Suzuki and Ishii. So, but what was going on the side, what a lot of people may or may not have known, is El Phantasmo himself, ELP, is starting his own Twitch channel and decided to do a running commentary that you could join in live streaming while the first night of the G1 was going on. And this was great. This was just totally awesome. Totally living up to his character and his persona, chatting, engaging with fans, heckling fans. But what was kind of neat too is he was inviting other landlocked New Japan talent onto his live stream. TJP himself joined for a little bit and engaged a lot of us. You could donate via, some funds, and then be invited on the Zoom app and talk with ELP. He'd either heckle you or answer your questions, or a little bit of the both. So I think this was a lot of fun. This was a unique experience that doesn't normally happen. The G1 being in fall in general is kind of unique in itself. And I also enjoy the format. I know a lot of people are New Japan traditionalists, and enjoy having the A block matches, and then the B block competitors on an A block night would wrestle, and vice versa on a B block night. These would be multiple man tag matches that you would see throughout the course of the evening to just kind of fill out the roster. But what was great about this challenge presented in light of the pandemic is that we got longer singles competitor matches where we got almost 20, if not 15 minutes on average for each individual match. So this really is a great jumping off point for anybody that's looking forward to watching New Japan and it wants to get familiar with the factions, the personas, the heels, the faces, and everything in between. I think that this is going to be a real benefit to New Japan, and this is going to really allow some of that talent that normally gets swept underneath the rug to really have an opportunity to be spotlighted, and just a unique format moving forward that maybe they decide to adopt for the G1 next year, when hopefully, fingers crossed, the world's a little bit easier and travel restrictions are a little lighter. So that's the news for now. That's night one of the G1. I'm probably not going to do every single night, but I just felt that there was enough, stuff to cover, thoughts and opinions to share. I just want to see, did you guys stay up? I know that it's kind of weird being stateside because it started at 1 a.m. I caught, probably about half of it, then woke up this morning and watched the other half of it. It's a really weird way to operate being stateside because you really have to have tunnel vision when you're watching the G1 tournament, just because you don't want social media to ruin it for you if you pick up where you left off. So that's the news for now. Let me know who you think will be winning the A block, who's your best bet for the A block, who's your best bet for the B block, and ultimately who is going to be winning this G1 tournament this year. Let's keep the discussion going in the comments below. As always, if you love New Japan Pro Wrestling, please like my videos. Please share them with your fellow New Japan fans and subscribe. This is a labor of love. I'm just trying to expose a great traditional alternative based in sports competition in New Japan Pro Wrestling to other wrestling fans that may or may not have seen it. So I just don't want you guys missing out. So as always, thank you. Enjoy the G1. I'll be checking in periodically, but that's the news for now. And always enjoy the G1. Enjoy New Japan. Enjoy Strong Style and keep it too sweet.